Easter. At least in Germany, we still have Easter because we actually do celebrate 2 days of Easter. I thought it would be a nice thing to continue the tradition that we have in Germany of lighting Easter bonfires, which are meant to cleanse everything that has accumulated up until this point in order for the Easter celebration, which is really a celebration of life and new beginnings, to really have effect. As we all know, whenever there's a fire, it not only cleanses, but it also provides nourishment for everything new to grow. I almost said unfortunately, but either way, it has become a custom that bonfires are obviously not lit so much in cities anymore, if at all, but mostly in rural regions. And a lot of people don't get to go anymore. They don't have this experience of, well, of this cleansing that this bonfire is supposed to not only symbolize, but actually does energetically. So people in cities, city dwellers, have to come up with their own way of cleansing. And not only do I offer energetic cleansing, but everybody can do that on their own. Everybody can learn to cleanse the chakras on a regular basis. It would be the perfect thing to do every morning before one even gets up out of bed, just to have a general cleanse and get rid of everything that might have come over us during the night. I've had some nightmares lately because there's still, changes going on energetically. And just be prepared for the day. So, in case you don't know me yet, my name is Ronja Lee. I am the founder of Englobe Me, which is just a name for my energy healing practice. I have trained with various healers. I've done Reiki, Reiki. I've trained with people in Boulder, Colorado, and done energy work, which is called Peak Performance Program. But the more you talk to other healers, the more you realize that everybody finds their own way. Everybody uses their own intuition in order to really find his or her own way and deal with individual people one has in one's practice. So I don't really have a name for what I do generally, but what we're doing here today, what I hope to help you with, is just a general chakra cleanse. And you can just follow along. You'll probably notice me closing my eyes, which helps me focus better and tune into the energy better. So generally I'll tune in with my own energy. In case you are watching or and hearing odd noises, I do have a cat and he really loves his energy. So don't be surprised or even, startled when he suddenly jumps on me and makes this nice, lovely purring noises, which would be part of this recording room as well. So don't be startled at just my little cat. His name's Shakespeare. So you probably can't tell, but my background I chose to be white. There's some Easter eggs up there. Easter decoration. There's a Bible sitting right here. I don't know if you can see it. So this is my little boat until I move very soon. I'm wearing a happy but calming pink. Again, I really have no idea if you can actually tell, but I thought it's important to tell you because colors are of such importance, and I will use the symbolism of color in my meditation today. And pink obviously stands for love, and love is always a good basis to work from. So I invite everybody to just join me and follow along. A lot of people also have, I just want to mention this real quick, a lot of people have trouble meditating simply because they think all they have, well, not all, but what they mostly have to do is sit there and not think, which is actually not true. I've given many lectures on meditation, and really what it comes down to is to allow your thoughts, but not be attached to them. Hardly anybody can just turn off their head. Humans are not made to turn off their heads. We are thinking beings. That's the beauty of being human. So really the skill is to not be attached to your thoughts. Just let them go. Think maybe of every thought being a cloud that just passes by. You can even just look at it and say, oh, no, that's interesting. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, whoa, that looks funny. And just let it pass. As long as you're not attached, and remember to come back to your center. You're really successful at meditation, and it turns out not to be as hard as you might have thought or might have experienced earlier. So let's just give this a try. I'm trying to stay within about 30 minutes or so, but as I say, I'm being led by my intuition, and even though I do have a little stopwatch next to me, we might go a little over, or it'll be a little less time than initially planned. So I hope you'll enjoy it, and let's begin. I invite everybody now to sit straight up somewhere in a chair, or maybe in with crossed legs somewhere on the couch. It doesn't really matter. Just try to make sure that your back is straight, because the straighter your back, the more easily the energy can flow. So as you notice, I've closed my eyes because it's easier for me, and I invite you to close your eyes as well, because it makes it easier to shut off and shut out everything else that might interrupt and disturb you. I invite you to plant your feet flat on the ground, preferably without shoes, and just sit straight for a moment and breathe deeply. Really make an effort when you inhale to inhale all the way down into the bottom of your belly. Let's just try this for a few breaths, because it's sometimes not as easy as you think, especially when you've been tense or quite a while. So let's just all deeply breathe. Breathe in, and then exhale. And again in and out. In, out, in, out. You probably notice that the more you do that, the longer your breaths become automatically without any strain. Even the period between the moment that you inhale and then exhale becomes longer, just a time, every time. And it means that you're deeply relaxing, and that is a good thing. Follow your breath into the bottom of the stomach, into your lower tummy. Just really feel it there. Try and center yourself, which means try and center your attention there. Just follow your breath. Follow yourself into the bottom of your belly, and you breathe really deeply. Just try this again. In again. Out again. Good. So I invite you to just continue breathing with this, and follow with your attention. Follow the breath into the bottom of the stomach. Once you've reached there, and if you're comfortable in the bottom of the stomach, feeling the breath really reaching all the way down, then I invite you to go a little bit further and breathe all the way down into your legs and out of your feet. It sounds funny, but really what it means is just to let your attention follow all the way down through your legs into the bottoms of your feet, with the soles of your feet, and notice, really take note of the floor, the ground, and maybe the soles of your feet. Wherever your attention goes, energy flows. So the energy that you inhale with each and every breath will automatically follow along with your attention into the bottom of your feet. And once you're there, I now invite you to visualize. And it might be difficult for some of you, but most of you don't know what a tree looks like. So it's very easy to imagine tree roots growing out of your feet, as if your legs were roots themselves, and just push through all the floors underneath your feet. Whether it's one floor, several, and then all the concrete, and then the ground underneath the house or dwelling, and deeper into the earth. With every deep breath that you take, you feel in, slowly out. Every breath that you take, your roots go deeper and deeper through all the beautiful different layers of the earth, all the way down to the center of the earth. Take your time reaching there. If you don't reach today, it's no problem either. Do your best. And be grateful that you're giving your best. You can always repeat this meditation. You can always this way, in a way, you can actually channel divine energy into heaven. And to be grateful. Imagine all this light giving you up from the bottom of your feet onwards, as if you were a vessel in a human shape. It fills you up. First, the shape of your feet are full with light, and then it keeps rising at the water level, just let it light, a liquid gold, however you prefer to imagine this one. See if you have reach your knees, reach your thighs, your hips, your pelvis, your abdomen, find your chest, overflowing again into the arms and filling up all into the fingertips, your throat, and everything, and flowing out of the crown chakra. That's right, can come in and out of the same chakra. That's it. I just invite you to feel it. If you don't feel it, don't be concerned. Just follow the visualization and trust that the energy is there. Trust that divine love is there. And at some point, sooner or later, everybody is different and disappointed. You might feel tingling, you might feel sensations of temperature change, you might feel pressure in certain body parts. It might be an indication that there is some tension that needs to be released. All sorts of things can happen. Everybody feels them differently, and that is all okay. So this is one very easy way to just cleanse everything in a quick way. To ground yourself in Mother Earth, and to invite divine love and light into your body, into your space. Into your space, because whatever light overflows out of your body now flows around your body. And if you're familiar with the concept of the aura, it is something like an egg shape, almost a spherical container, which can contain this liquid as well, this liquid light, golden white light, energy, divine energy. And when it flows around your body, it can engulf you just like water in a capsule. You can imagine that also flowing off along the side of your body, the level rising, and just enclosing you completely, and you're protected by this divine inside of you. Take another deep breath all the way down into your tummy. Very good. Feel that energy. You might notice if you start moving. I, for instance, usually move and sway back and forth a little in circles. It seems a little weird, but I've gotten used to it. Because really I can't help it. Just let the energy flow. As soon as I try to stop it, the energy stops flowing as well, and I don't want that. So I let myself be. So I'm starting for you, just so that you know I'm really comfortable with that. You'll be used to that promise. Alright, let's get to our chakras now. That we all engulfed and bathing in this beautiful divine. You reminds us of the sunshine, spring, weather. And it's actually a bit of a bridge. Every time you see a ray of sun, you can remind yourself that the divine light of life is everywhere, and all you have to do is connect. So let's think about our first chakra, which is our sacral chakra, the bottom of our spine, really in the middle of our body. It is usually associated with red, but when you think about it, then some other color comes to mind, don't be concerned. It may or may not be trying to tell you something, but we're not going to explore that today. So just know that it's usually associated with red because that's the color, the vibrant energy of the earth that's feeding the body. So let's just imagine an extra boost of the light of divine energy entering this chakra. You might imagine this boost of energy as coming from a handheld shower or a hose maybe, and just imagine this chakra as a spinning ball, something like the I can't think of the name right now, but this thing that's very part of this spiritual, the snitch. That's how I imagine a chakra. And the snitch is a little golden ball with two little wings that flutter about really quickly, obviously, because it flies really fast. And if the snitch of the particular chakra does not flutter about really quickly, so fast we can't see it anymore, then it's dampened by dirt, really dirty energy, wherever it may be, it doesn't matter, because you don't have to judge it, you just have to clean it up, right? So just look into your chakra and see what it looks like, what it feels like. If you associate it with the snitch, let's flutter about halfway and quickly and so you can just spray it off with a hose. Take this hose of divine light and just hose it off and see if it feels better afterwards. Just direct this hose of light at this little bottom of your root chakra and see if it helps. Cleanse it, cleanse it, cleanse it. And once you realize or notice that it looks cleaner, it feels different, it might have a different color, it flutters more lightly, then you can direct the hose at the second chakra. Just right underneath the navel, and it's usually associated with the color orange. So let's just go ahead and do that. Hose off our orange chakra, the second one. Tries to give sexuality for women. Just hose it up. Cleansed. This bright light energy. And start cutting it out. Before we move on to our solar plexus chakra, which is our power chakra, very important. It's usually associated with the color yellow, again very appropriate in spring sun. So just spray it off, cleanse it out all around. Let it flutter about and be a little smidge. You can still see the little wings flutter when you're fluttering past them. So just keep the hose directed at it. Cleansing it, cleansing it, cleansing it. And all the dirty energy, by the way, just drains out of our roots, out of our energy system into Mother Earth, who's happy to neutralize the energy for us. That's why it was so nice of us to just channel her clean energy earlier, remember? She needs that too. Beautiful. Let's just move on to our heart chakra. It usually experiences a lot of hurt, so let's be especially gentle with it. It's usually associated with green or pink. Green is healing, pink is love. Obviously, they both go together because only love heals. So let's direct our hose of divine light onto that chakra. It's obviously located in the hardest, just in the midst of our bodies. Just cleanse it out really well. Cleanse it out, cleanse it out, cleanse it out. All the so-called negative energy, redemptive energy, drains out of us. You see a little speech fluttering, but furiously with love and energy. Let's move on to our third chakra. It's located here in our throat. It's usually associated with the color turquoise, so bluish, green, and greenish blue. It's a chakra of communication. And again, if this chakra is contaminated with dark energy or denser energy, it makes it hard for us to talk, communicate our true self, sometimes communicate anything really. So again, also this is really important to be open. So keep cleansing with a hose of divine light. Clean out all around. Clean, 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 clean. All the denser energy clean out through the roots. And notice how your throat chakra starts fluttering again. Okay, let's move to our third eye chakra right here, associated with the indigo blue. It's a really dark blue with a touch of purple. And it's our psychic abilities, our sense of knowing things beyond our normal five senses, intuition, connection to the divine in a way, really the sixth sense that we have. So let's clean it out really well so that we can learn to follow our intuition. And then have to see for anything else going on in our body. So let's spray it out. Use our hose. Spray it out really well. Have all the denser energy escape through our root system before we move on to our crown chakra. Our crown chakra is at the crown of our head. Right? Same chakra that we've invited all this golden white light energy into in the first place. And this is really our connection to the divine. And in this is clogged by any sort of dense energy. It's just really hard to even get divine intuition and guidance, right? It's like this is the portal for our divine connection, and it gets translated in our third eye chakra into language that our brain can comprehend. And that's usually also the difficulty between knowing what do I feel, what do I think, and what part of it is intuition, how much of it is intuition, all this mess that we humans still learn to deal with right now in this transition period. So without going into all of that, let's just clean it out really well and make sure that we are connected, and everything else will fall into place eventually anyway. So let's do that. Clean it out really well. Spray it out. A little smidge fluttering about. It's a beautiful violet color. A little negative energy. I call it negative, but it's really only dense because it's a different level of energy, different vibration. You don't want to judge. So let it just drain out of the old denser energy into your root system. Just do a final cleanse. Spray around your whole body again with the hose of divine golden light. Make sure that all the remnants of denser energy are removed. Feel into the bottom of the feet again, feel the ground, feel that you're still connected. Feel the light coming in from 6 feet above your head, the light, golden light, divine connection. God's love, divine energy, the light of light, divineness. Forget to breathe, deep breaths into the bottom of your stomach. This way we actually transmute the energy into our physical system as well. Very important. That keeps us alive and it's easy. Okay, so now I'm going to run yet for y'all. I'm not sure how many of you know this, but actually there's something like a halo on top of your head. It's one of the first rings. There are 3 and more, but this one's the first and one of the important ones. Some of you might actually be able to feel it when you feel around a little bit. The energy suddenly feels different, and so those of you who might be able to feel auras already, you can find this and see if there's anything that you feel, what does it feel like. So the ideal case scenario is that the halo is, right on top of the head where you would expect it, like not skewed in any way, not off to the side, or like this, or somewhere to the side or front or whatever, not crooked in any way. Because really, since it's the first of 3 and more circles, they do form a tube for divine energy to come in, and they're all sort of off, the turbulences, and it's not a straight line into you, which obviously is, I don't want to call it negative, but not the positive effects that it could have. So let's just, adjust it if you can. If you can feel it, if not, just imagine that it's now adjusted on top of your head. Either way, intention rules. Right? You don't have to force it with your hands, even if you feel it. Intention rules. You can just ask for it to be righted and adjusted. And set your attention, and it will be done. So, a nice little trick is whenever you feel down in between during the day, and you don't have time to do this 30-minute meditation, who has, right? You're lucky if we get around to it once a day. You can just intend your little halo to be adjusted and connect again with your intention and your heart and your feeling of your trust and your faith. Connect with the divine energy, knowing that it flows into you, and with this divine white golden light energy from 6 feet above your head in this funnel. And if you pay attention, because you've connected with yourself by breathing deeply into your tummy, you will feel it coming in. And every time you do, just try and distribute this energy evenly throughout your body and have it run out of your feet again into the ground. Then ground yourself to the core of the earth. In this way, you'll very quickly become the perfect conduit between Mother Earth and Father Sky. And you are the divine on earth, made of earth, made of the divine. You're right in the middle, living your life, and therefore doing what you're supposed to be doing. So just keep this in mind, and I hope you feel as grateful as I do whenever you think that. And with this, I'd like to finish this meditation. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you share it with people who might be interested, who might need it. I thank the divine for letting me experience all these beautiful intuitions, and guidances that come to me without even planning them beforehand. I sit down and do, and I wish I could do that in every second of my life. I'm still working on that, as a lot of us are on most of us. So I'm making not to be discouraged. I ask you to find people like me and others who can help you center and ground and connect with the divine. And then we'll all be on our way, which we are already, but it might get easier. And it's certainly more lovely also. So I thank you all for listening and sharing and watching and caring. And wish you a wonderful rest of 2015. Namaste.